So, what do you do after joining the gym? Um, how do you avoid beginner mistakes? Well, one of them is believing everything on the internet. You don't want to do that. You are not supposed to believe everything on the internet. Always question everything. Always cross check your source because it will lead to wastage of your time, and nobody wants that. And it will also delay your progress. So it's better to just avoid it as a whole, and you're not supposed to overwhelm yourself with a lot of information. Stick to the basics. Basics always work. Just figure out what are the basics that work, or rather I am here to tell you what worked for me. So if you want to follow my routine, my eating habits, or whatever, I am willing to share that. I will be doing that in a separate video. I'm just going to talk about uh, what are the beginner mistakes which you need to avoid after you join a gym. Believing in spot reduction, which is a very prominent mistake people make, is uh, if I want to lose fat from a certain part of the body, I need to train that specific part, which will lead to uh, fat reduction of that particular spot, that particular part of the body, which is not true. Our body loses fat as a whole. uh, for example, if your body stores a lot of fat in your belly, you cannot lose belly fat by just training abs 6 days a week, doing abs 6 days a week, and expecting that your body is going to lose fat from your belly. That's just not going to happen. You need to be in a calorie deficit, and you need to do a lot of cardio in order to lose fat. So, and you cannot choose from which part of the body your body is going to lose fat first. Some people lose fat from their limbs first, some people lose fat from their face first, some people lose fat from their belly first. You simply can't choose. So forget about spot reduction, because that's just not true, and you'll be wasting your time. The next mistake people make is having a bad training plan, and basically uh, choosing to do very diverse and wrong exercises. You don't need diversity in your exercises. You need simple basic movements which you need to keep on doing every day consistently in order to gain muscle, or whatever your goal might be. If you want to lose fat, you'll be doing a lot of cardio. So you don't need to do 10 different types of cardios. Like, you don't need to do cycling as well as treadmill, as well as skipping, as well as, I don't know what else, zumba. You just need one type of cardio which you can do consistently without getting mentally tired of it. Whatever keeps you going, whatever you can do consistently, that's what matters. So if treadmill works for you, good, do that. If it doesn't work, if you feel very tired, it is not very feasible for you, you can skip it. You can choose something else. Maybe you enjoy cycling, or maybe you enjoy skipping. Just do that. But you need to track how much you're supposed to do in order to lose, I mean burn calories, while staying in a calorie deficit. So the next beginner mistake people usually make, which even I made, was how to eat. How do you eat? What do you eat? I'll be very honest. Being a vegetarian, is a disadvantage. Being very honest, Indian household foods are the worst. They are not at all nutritious. This might hurt some people's sentiments, but I don't really care. But it's just true. So you're supposed to avoid that, and you're supposed to create your own meal plan or whatever. If you're a vegetarian, I don't know, become a non-vegetarian. But this is a hot take. Even I was a vegetarian before before I started going to the gym, but I realized that very soon that if you want a good physique, if you want good health in general in life, you need to eat meat. You need to eat animals. So you can't just keep eating plant and be healthy. This is a very controversial take, but it's definitely possible, but it's more difficult. That's what I mean. It is definitely possible. It's not like it can't be done. It can be done, but it's a lot more difficult than being a non vegetarian. So, how do you eat? You're supposed to eat at least 1.5 times more protein than your body weight. If your body weight is like 73, 74, you're supposed to eat 100 to 120 grams of protein. So whatever your body weight is, it is supposed to be multiplied with 1.5. But that's also not necessary. You can also eat exactly the amount of your body weight. Depends on your goal. You don't necessarily need to eat protein. Let's say a person has a simple goal of losing weight, so you don't need any protein. You don't want to gain muscle, so you can avoid that completely, and you can just eat whatever you want to eat, just in a calorie deficit. So even if you eat cheesecakes all day long in a calorie deficit, you are good. Let's say you eat 3 cheesecake in a day and nothing else, and those cheesecake had 1500 calories, and your maintenance calories are 1700. So as long as you don't eat anything else the entire day, you can get away with eating 3 cheesecakes. So that's the whole concept. Tracking your calories. So your meals are supposed to be adjusted according to your plans. If your plan is muscle building, you need to eat a lot of protein. And if your plan, while being in a calorie deficit, being in a calorie deficit is important. If you're cutting weight, if you're not cutting weight, being in a calorie surplus is is of course better, because you're bulking then. And if you're not, if muscle building is not your goal, muscles in general in men and women is a good thing. Basically everybody should have muscles, old people, kids, men, women, everybody. If your goal is just to simply lose weight, you just need to track your calories. Losing weight is actually very easy, very easy task. Building muscles while losing weight is difficult. And also that depends on your body type. Stay in a calorie deficit and do a lot of cardio. As simple as that. And you'll be losing weight in no time. But if you ask me personally, um, gaining muscles will change your life. Even if you are a girl, you should gain muscles. Even if you're not able to go to the gym, you're supposed to stick with the meal plan whatever you have. And it's very true that um, exercise without eating is pretty useless. Pretty useless. You need to eat. You need to eat properly. You need to eat right. Because if you don't, you're basically wasting your time, your efforts. And that's all for this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.